Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a question. What separates the successful from the average? Is it intelligence, luck, talent? No, it's habits. You see, success is not something that happens overnight. It is not a single event or a grand moment of victory. It is a process, a result of small, consistent actions taken every single day. The most successful people in the world, from top CEOs to Olympic athletes, didn't wake up one day and suddenly achieve greatness. They developed a set of daily habits that compounded over time, leading them to extraordinary results. And today I want to share with you 5 daily habits that successful people swear by. Habit 1, they start their day with purpose. Successful people don't wake up and just react to life. They set their intentions. They begin their day with clarity, not chaos. Whether it's writing in a journal, setting priorities, or simply taking a few minutes to reflect, they know that how they start the day determines how they perform. Apple CEO Tim Cook starts his day at 4:30 a.m. reading customer feedback to stay connected to his mission, because success begins before the world wakes up. Habit 2. They prioritize the engine that drives your success. And the most successful people treat it that way. They exercise, they eat well, they get enough sleep. Why? Because they know that energy, focus, and discipline come from taking care of themselves first. Look at Jeff Bezos, one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time. He prioritizes 8 hours of sleep because he understands that making high-quality decisions requires a well-rested mind. If we want to perform at our best, we need to fuel our body like the high-performance machine it is. Habit. 3, they practice deep work. There is a difference between being busy and being productive. Successful people don't just work hard, they work smart. They dedicate time to deep, focused work without distractions. No emails, no notifications, no multitasking. Bill Gates famously takes think weeks where he isolates himself from distractions to focus on strategic thinking. If we want to achieve something great, we need to create uninterrupted time for what truly matters. Habit 4, they invest in learning. Success isn't about what you know today, it's about your ability to keep learning. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day reading because he understands that knowledge compounds over time. The best leaders are students first. They read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, and surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking. The moment we stop learning is the moment we stop growing. Habit 5, they serve others. Here's the biggest secret of success. It's not about you. The most successful people don't just chase personal success, they serve others. Simon Sinek himself teaches the power of leaders eat last. The greatest leaders build teams, inspire people, and create value for those around them. Think of Elon Musk. His goal isn't just to build cars, it's to change the future of humanity. Success isn't just about what we achieve. It's about who we help along the way. Final thought, small habits, big results. So my friends, let me leave you with this. Success is not about one big decision. It's about the small things we do every single day. Start your day with purpose. Take care of your body. Work with deep focus. Keep learning, and most importantly, serve others. Because in the end, success is not measured by how much we have, but by the impact we make. Successful people don't just work hard, they work with intention and focus. They understand that being busy does not equal being productive. In a world filled with endless distractions, they train themselves to engage in deep, meaningful work that drives real progress. This ability to focus without interruption is what separates high achievers from those who simply go through the motions. Many people start their day with good intentions, but quickly find themselves pulled in multiple directions. Emails, notifications, meetings, and social media all compete for attention. As a result, they spend their day in a state of constant reactivity, jumping from one task to another without ever making significant progress on what truly matters. But successful individuals operate differently. They set aside dedicated, distraction-free time to focus on their most important tasks. They know that the ability to do deep work is a superpower in today's fast-pacing world. Bill Gates is a great example of this principle in action. He is known for his think weeks periods, where he isolates himself from distractions to deeply reflect on Microsoft's future and explore innovative ideas. During these retreats, he disconnects from emails, meetings, and the constant noise of daily operations. This dedicated time for deep thinking has led to some of Microsoft's most groundbreaking innovation. Gates understands that true progress happens when we create space for undistracted, meaningful work. Another example is J.K. Rowling. To find that space that felt healthy, that felt like you were completely in this world. This level of focus allowed her to finish her book without constant disruptions, proving that when we remove distractions, we unlock our highest level of creativity and productivity. Research supports this approach. Studies show that multitasking reduces productivity by up to 40% and significantly increases stress levels. Our brains are not wired to handle multiple high-level tasks at once. Every time we switch from one task to another, we suffer from attention residue, a lingering effect where part of our brain remains focused on the previous task, making it harder to fully concentrate on the next one. Successful people avoid this by batching similar tasks together, eliminating unnecessary distractions, and creating dedicated time blocks for deep work. One of the most powerful tools they use is time blocking. Instead of letting their schedule control them, they control their schedule. They allocate specific periods for focused work, ensuring that they protect their most valuable resource, attention. They also minimize unnecessary meetings, limit time spent on emails, and use strategies like the Pomodoro technique to maximize efficiency. Ultimately, the ability to focus deeply is what allows successful people to achieve extraordinary results in less time. They understand that progress is not about doing more, it's about doing the right things with full focus. By committing to deep work, they achieve what others struggle to accomplish in a fraction of the time, setting themselves apart in every field they enter. Successful people understand that learning never stops. They do not see education as something confined to a classroom or a degree, but as a lifelong process that fuels growth, innovation, and leadership. They recognize that the world is constantly evolving, and to stay ahead, they must continuously seek new knowledge, new skills, and new perspectives. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, spends 80% of his day reading. He believes that knowledge compounds over time, much like wealth. When asked about the secret to his success, he once pointed to a stack of books and said, "Read 500 pages every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest." He didn't just learn about investing once and stop. He made learning a daily habit. Bill Gates follows a similar philosophy. He reads about 50 books a year and even takes notes on what he learns. His curiosity spans multiple subjects, from business and technology to philosophy and history. He understands that the best ideas often come from outside one's immediate field. This cross-disciplinary knowledge helps him anticipate trends, solve problems creatively, and stay at the forefront of innovation. But learning isn't just about reading books. The most successful people actively seek out mentors and conversations with other high achievers. They know that surrounding themselves with smart, experienced individuals allows them to gain insights that they could never find on their own. Elon Musk, for example, learned much of what he knows about rockets, not through formal education, but by talking to experts, asking questions, and being relentlessly curious. He approached SpaceX with the mindset of a student, constantly absorbing new information, experimenting and refining his understanding. Another key aspect of lifelong learning is adaptability. The world is changing faster than ever, and those who refuse to learn fall behind. Look at companies like Blockbuster or Kodak. Businesses that once dominated their industries but failed to evolve. Their leaders resisted change, ignored new trends, and refused to learn from emerging technologies. Compare that to leaders like Jeff Bezos, who continuously learns from data, customer feedback, and new innovations to stay ahead of the curve. Successful individuals also recognize that learning is not limited to professional growth. It applies to personal development as well. They invest time in understanding themselves, improving emotional intelligence, and developing resilience. They read about psychology, leadership, and human behavior because they know that success is not just about what they know, it's also about how they think, how they react, and how they lead. Perhaps the most important lesson is this: learning isn't a one-time event, it's a commitment. The most successful people don't assume they have all the answers. They remain curious, humble, and open-minded. They wake up every day with the mindset that there is always more to learn, always more to improve, and always new ways to grow. And that commitment to continuous learning is what keeps them at the top. Successful people understand that true success is not just about personal achievements, wealth, or recognition. It is about the impact they make on others. They don't operate with a selfish, me-first mentality. Instead, they focus on how they can contribute, how they can add value, and how they can lift others up. They know that long-term success is built not by taking from the world, but by giving to it. Great leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries don't just chase personal gains. They solve problems, create opportunities, and inspire others. Elon Musk is not just building cars or launching rockets. He is working to change the future of humanity. His goal is not just to make Tesla successful, but to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. This is why people follow him. They don't just see a businessman, they see someone with a mission that serves a greater purpose. Simon Sinek, in his leadership philosophy, teaches the idea that leaders eat last. The best leaders don't put themselves first. They put their team, their customers, and their mission before their own interests. Think of some of the greatest leaders in history, Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, and Nelson Mandela. They didn't chase personal fame or fortune. They dedicated themselves to serving others. And that's why their legacies live on. When successful individuals focus on serving others, they create something far more powerful than personal achievement: trust, loyalty, and influence. People don't remember what you do for yourself. They remember what you do for them. Businesses that prioritize customer needs over profits build stronger brands. Teams that have leaders who care about them work harder and perform better. Individuals who mentor and support others find that success comes back to them in unexpected ways. One of the best examples of this principle is Oprah Winfrey. Despite her massive success, she has always focused on giving back. She built an entire media empire not just to entertain, but to inspire, educate, and uplift people. She has donated millions to education, built schools in underprivileged areas, and used her platform to amplify voices that need to be heard. Her success is not just about her personal journey. It is about the lives she has positively impacted. Service is also a mindset that extends beyond work. Successful people serve their families, their communities, and even strangers in small but meaningful ways. They take time to mentor, to teach, to encourage, and to share knowledge. They understand that when you help others rise, you rise too. At the end of the day, true success is not measured by how much money you make or how many awards you receive. It is measured by the difference you make in the lives of others. The most successful people know that legacy is not built by what you achieve for yourself, but by what you contribute to the world. And that is why they focus not just on winning, but on serving. Successful people understand that consistency is the foundation of long-term success. They don't rely on motivation alone because they know motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Instead, they build disciplined habits that keep them on track even when they don't feel like putting in the work. They recognize that small daily actions done consistently over time lead to extraordinary results. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that it comes from big, dramatic moments. People think that breakthroughs happen overnight, that champions are made in a single game, or that great businesses rise instantly. But the truth is, success is built brick by brick, day by day, with relentless consistency. Athletes don't become champions because of one great performance. They succeed because they train every single day, whether they feel like it or not. Writers don't produce bestsellers because of a flash of inspiration. They sit down and write consistently, even when they don't feel inspired. Entrepreneurs don't build million-dollar businesses by working hard once in a while. They show up every single day and put in the effort even when progress seems slow. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explains this principle through the idea of compounding habits. He says that small, consistent improvements, just 1% better each day, lead to massive transformation over time. If you improve by just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you will be 37 times better than when you started. But if you neglect small habits and let bad habits compound, you will be 37 times worse. This is why successful people focus on daily progress no matter how small. One powerful example of this is Kobe Bryant. He was known for his insane work ethic and dedication to practice. While others relied on natural talent, Kobe woke up at 4 a.m. to train before anyone else was even awake. He wasn't just working hard when the cameras were on. He was putting in the effort behind the scenes every single day. That level of unwavering consistency is what made him a legend. Another great example is Jeff Bezos. When he started Amazon, it wasn't an overnight success. He spent years building it, constantly making small improvements, refining the business, and staying focused on the long-term vision. Most people would have given up in the early days, but Bezos remained consistent, patient, and disciplined. Today, Amazon is one of the most successful companies in the world, not because of one big move, but because of thousands of small, consistent actions over time. The key takeaway is that success is not about big leaps. It's about small steps, taken consistently. It's about showing up every day, sticking to the process, and trusting that the effort will pay off. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by accident. They built habits, followed routines, and stayed committed even when it was hard. They know that consistency beats intensity every time. Because in the end, it's not what you do once in a while that matters. It's what you do every single day. Success is not built on luck, talent, or a single moment of brilliance. It is the result of deliberate daily habits practiced consistently over time. The most successful people in the world don't just work harder, they work smarter. By prioritizing their health, focusing deeply, committing to lifelong learning, serving others, and embracing consistency. These habits are not just strategies for success, they are foundations for a fulfilling and meaningful life. When you take care of your body and mind, you create the energy and clarity needed to perform at your best. When you eliminate distractions and commit to deep, focused work, you achieve results that others only dream of. When you embrace lifelong learning, you stay adaptable and always ahead of the curve. When you serve others, you create a lasting impact that extends far beyond yourself. And when you show up every single day with consistency and discipline, success becomes inevitable. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it's habit. The good news is, these habits are not reserved for a select few. They are available to anyone willing to commit to them. The choice is yours. Will you leave success to chance, or will you take control by building the habits that lead to greatness? Your future is created by what you do today, so start now.